Hey there everyone, it's Retro Martin here, and it's time for another entry for the RPG challenge. Now I appreciate it's been a little while since I've done one of these, but I've been a little bit busy. I actually completed this one a month or so ago, but just haven't had a chance to do a video. I've actually completed a couple more since then, so I thought I'd probably best catch up and start talking about the ones I've completed. So this is, I believe, number 7. Which is The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. Now, I originally picked up Skyward Swords when it came out back in 2011, along with the Wii Motion Plus that it used. I didn't like it. I thought it was the worst Zelda game I'd ever played. The controls did my head in. I just could not get them to work. I would slice the Motion Plus in the correct way, and Link just would not engage the way that I told him to. I got to the first boss and I gave up because I had to try and do that boss about 20 to 30 times and I still didn't clear it because it just did not want to do the motions the correct way. So I put it on the shelf, never touched it again, didn't like it. I picked up the HD edition on the Switch when it came out a few years ago, back in 2021, but I only got to playing it this year. I just sort of sat on the shelf because I just wasn't really too fond of the thought of having to retry it. And it is a bit of a better game because you can use the controller, so you still need to do the slicing in the correct direction, but you're doing it via buttons instead of actually waving a controller around, which made it a lot easier. However, I still think that the timing for it was a bit too stringent, which sort of it put down the level of enjoyment a little bit. I also found that the game was way too reliant on backtracking, even for a Zelda game, and there just wasn't a lot of variety in the things that you were doing. So I thought all round, while the Switch version was better, it still was a very weak Zelda game. Probably no more than a 7 out of 10. I'd have given the Wii edition no more than 5 or 6 because the controls were awful. There were elements of it I did really enjoy, like I enjoyed the music, the visuals were great. Some of the new equipment, like the remote-controlled Beetle, were quite ingenious in the whip, and I liked the way that the puzzles leaned into those with the motion controls. I thought that was actually quite well done. But all round, I genuinely thought it was still the weakest Zelda game. But you know, it's still a very playable game. It's still enjoyable in its own right. It just doesn't hold a candle to any of the rest of the entries, of which I played nearly all of them. I'm missing some of the newer ones like Breath of the Wild, which amusingly I'm playing at the moment. And I haven't played the Link's Awakening remake. Shame on me, because that's one of my favourite Zeldas, the original, or Tears of the Kingdom, because I haven't finished Breath of the Wild yet. But yeah, Legend of Zelda rather, Skyward Sword. Decent game, weak overall Zelda, and that's RPG number 7. So I hope you'll join me for the next video in the RPG challenge series, which I will tell you right now is going to be an online MMO, believe it or not, but look out for that one, and I'll see you in the next video.